if you're currently in between clients, you just finished a lot of big projects, it just feels as though no momentum has picked up, no applications came in, and you're just sitting thinking, is this the end of my business? Am I done? Am I over? You're not. You've been there before. But I did want to share with you some very powerful mindset shifts that you can have in this season so that you're not freaking out and you're actually taking care of your business and taking care of how to pick up momentum in a way that's aligned and sustainable. So let's first address why this is happening, right? Why is it that there is what seems to be a client draw? I don't know how to say this right now. There's a desert, a client desert right now. A lot of times it's because you're still operating from your mood. When you're in the mood, you're going to do the thing, you're going to post, you're going to reach out. When you're not in the mood, you're going to disappear or you're going to focus on your clients and kind of stop looking outside. And when we put our head down to finish projects or focus on existing clients and we don't nourish and nurture our garden, when we look over, pretty dried out, right? If you forget watering your plants, one day, it's okay. 2 days, it's maybe okay. 3 days, they're not doing well, right? And it's the same with business, and that's why I love seeing business so much as a garden, because the first principle is to recognize you've been here before, so why are we still here? And really have an honest look with ourselves into what am I doing that is causing this high win, high loss season in my business, where sometimes it's working so well, and other times it's the desert. There's nothing going on. It feels empty. It feels as though I've exhausted all my resources. And of course, when you're there, your energy is sometimes low. Sometimes you're doubting yourself and your mental narrative comes spinning. So let's ask ourselves, why is this happening? What are my own patterns of avoidance? Do I tend to stop posting and showing up when I'm deep diving into clients' project? Do I tend to only try to sell when I have no more clients? Like only when it's basically over everything, I'm now coming back up and I'm like, hey, I have this thing to sell, but I'm not making it a daily habit? Is it that you're not reaching back out to people and you're not nourishing conversations over time? Some of my best year-long client followed me for 3 years before ever reaching out. Some of my best client did tons of my free things for a very long time, and we had long conversations before they reached out and were ready to work with me. So there is a very long sales cycle, especially in the creator, service provider, female entrepreneur running online businesses, coaches, especially for those people, there is a long sales journey. And if we are not on top of this relationship, this communication, this presence that is consistent, if we have this pattern of appearing only to disappear, well, those things are going to happen where your garden is going to be basically dried out, right? And so I want you to just take a moment to just acknowledge, okay, I've been here before. I know I'm going to be okay. Of course, more clients are coming back. But what do I do that is causing this to happen? What is my own version of I'm not watering my garden? And I'd love for you to just call yourself out. Write down your patterns of avoidance, your patterns of things that are not consistent because of your mood, the things that you're not doing because it's uncomfortable, right? If you're someone that naturally doesn't like to talk about your work or to share client testimonials or to sell on stories, maybe you really only do it when it's not absolutely necessary. But you're missing out on so many awareness opportunities through time. So just write this down. And now the mindset here I want you to shift is, it's not because I seem to have no clients right now or no visibility or no attention that it has to happen again. Of course, business goes in cycles, but technically, every time you fill back up your roster of client, you have an opportunity to create harmony in your business, to create sustained energy, sustained momentum, and step out of this dance between thriving and surviving. And so let's remove the thought that this is normal and this has to happen. And let's start thinking, I'm here now, let me learn from this, and let me really set myself up for sustained success as I'm picking up clients. And it's not here for you to start feeling bad. Of course, these things happen. But it's for you to recognize that there's a learning moment right now, and you can learn so much from the way you're treating your business by those moments of emptiness, by those moments where nothing is seemingly working. And just bringing that honesty and setting up yourself for sustained success will create so much harmony and so much calm in your nervous system over time. So write it down and remove the mindset and belief that it is always going to be this way. Sometimes it's good season, sometimes it's bad season. And start asking yourself, what would create sustained success in my business? What would be a foundation of watering my garden so that I always have some momentum and I never deplete it completely, right? It's the same as every time in life where we have reached complete exhaustion. And that's why they say don't do groceries when you're hungry because, oh, the bell is ringing. I don't know if you can hear it. But when they say don't do groceries when you're starving, it's because you will make some rash choices most of the time in misalignment because you're too hungry to be calm and steady. And in business, it's similar, right? If you've basically dried out your plant and it's barely green, it's just, it's like too thirsty for you to do slow and steady. So you'll have to give it extra effort, extra nurture, extra water. You've moved away from the maintenance and you've moved into, now I need to basically pick this back up so it survives, right? The same as when you're at the grocery, it's like, I need to eat something, otherwise I'm going to pass out. There's this urgency. And this urgency can lead to misalignment in the business. It can lead to working with the wrong client. It can lead to, in a rush, creating a random offer or spending a week on a new website, even though it's not going to do anything. We both know. Maybe it is that you're going to work back with a client that you've already said you were never going to work with again just because you're like, it's better than nothing. Maybe it's going to lead you to extending scope for an existing client because you have time and like, whatever, it's going to be fine. And so whenever we bring ourselves to complete depletion, there can be some patterns of survival. And patterns of survival are creating even more dysregulation in the business, and they're not allowing you to build a slow and steady foundation. Because the best case scenario, and I talked about it yesterday in my Heal Your Money Story workshop that I led live, the best case scenario is we have a garden that's thriving. It has a couple things that we can count on. It has tomatoes, cucumbers, some plants, some flowers. We give it a little bit of water every day. It's not this whole exhausting effort of hiking a whole mountain. It's just a little bit. It's in maintenance. It's doing well. We know what to do. We trust it. It brings us clients over time. There's long sales cycle. We don't have to sign someone in the next 24 hours, right? There's spaciousness. And with that foundation and our extra energy, then we can play. Then we can experiment new offers. We can experiment raising our prices or changing the structure of your one-on-one to group or trying to do international weddings even though you've only ever done local. Whatever is calling your heart. But we're not doing it from a place of dysregulation. And so that's why if you're watching right now, the number one thing I want you to focus on in this season is how can I regulate my business so that maintenance is something I can do every day, slow and steady. And I always have some clients coming back in. I always have the attention and awareness trickling down my funnels or bringing me some things over time. And I don't have to last minute pull myself out of a ditch, right? So let's first give ourselves permission to believe it's possible to have a regulated, calm, grounded business that has something we can trust, something we can count on, okay? And then the second thing I want you to do is move away from this story, I need a client, I need new clients, I need someone to sign, I need. I need is from lack, right? And it's not quite true because remember, people are currently manifesting you. They're looking for a wedding photographer. They're looking for someone to coach them through their divorce. They're looking for someone to help them with their website. They're looking for you. They need you. They're the one in doing the ask it to the universe right now. They're like, I just need this kind of person, right? You are in the energy of giving. You're going to give them the best photos of their life. You're going to give them the greatest transformation through the divorce. You're going to give them the best tip to go on a date and feel super hot and empowered. You're going to give them the best website. So it's actually an energy that's from generosity and abundance. You're giving them. And the fact that you're right now maybe not booked out means that you have even more time and energy and resources to give. You have the capacity to give them. And that's a blessing because there's so many people that are actually having to say no to clients because they're booked out. And I'll make a separate video on this. But if you have the gift of time and energy and capacity to help people, then we're not needing a client. That's not the right thought you're giving your mind. We need to ask ourselves, how can I be of service today? Who can I help today? How can I give something to people that they truly need right now? How can I be their answered prayer? And sometimes it is creating a free something that feels great and sending it to people. Sometimes it is being more generous with free calls or free consultation to give yourself back that momentum of generosity. And realize that from generosity, a sale comes easy. Always. Every single time. So yeah, I think I'll stop here for today. I just wanted to bring in those two shifts so that you can start creating more regular foundation in your business. And if you're thinking, how do I do this? There's a lot of things to do here. There's working on your sales process. There's working on nurturing your leads. There's working on creating visibility that's not in and out, but actually consistent. There's working on refining your offers, your pricing, your own confidence in what you offer. There's so many things you can do to create stability and foundation. So let's build that. And then the second thing is move away from the scarcity of needing and move into who can I help? Who can I serve? Make a list of everyone you could help. Show up for them. Give them what they need. Give them what they're looking for. They're looking for you. They're currently manifesting you as you're manifesting them. So yeah, I hope this is supportive for your journey. If you want my support and my eyes to build back momentum in your business in 5 weeks, you can apply to my 5-week accelerator. And I'll see you tomorrow.